good, everybody? It is Monday, and welcome back to Falcons Daily. I'm Craig Green, your host. CG is back again, and Falcons family, let's chop it up here and talk about all the things we need to know surrounding our Falcons today. Let's get it started. First of all, mandatory minicamp is going to get underway today. What is the difference between the voluntary minicamp and mandatory minicamp? Obviously, it's in the word right there, mandatory. So everybody has to show up, rookies, veterans, they're all in the building together. If they don't show up, they are now subject to fines, whereas before the OTAs were voluntary, so you could show up or not show up, which is why there was no issue with Kirk Cousins or any other player not being at OTAs. Obviously, without there are excuses for, excuse absences would be if you're injured or something like that. If the team excuses you, you're good. But for a mandatory minicamp, everybody's got to be in the building. What do you expect out of mandatory minicamp? First thing you can expect is more helmets and shorts, more drills, more 7-on-7 and 9-on-7 type things. So again, you'll see the Falcons out there, doing some of those, just ramping it up a little bit more. And again, the strength, the conditioning, all that's going to be taking place here. More installs of what they're looking for here out of the offense, out of the defense, and that's going to run through the. That's actually going to run through the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. But again, mandatory minicamp does start today on the 9th, according to the Falcons website, and that will kick things off for this week. So again, still no contact being allowed with the Falcons mandatory minicamp. So again, don't expect guys to be tackling or anything like that. And what you will see is again, just more installs and just more reps. That's what it's going to look down. That's what it's going to come down to. Getting things on film, just to have everything situated and know where you are at this point of the offseason. But again, according to the Falcons website, it's going to start on the 9th. There's conflicting reports about it starting on the 10th, but we'll go ahead and just say it begins on the 9th, and we'll go from there. But again, everyone's going to be in the building, and hopefully everyone will be healthy and ready to go. It's just one more step on the road towards training camp. When you look at the Falcons team, which position group, when you're looking around at the roster, the offense, the defense, special teams, wide receivers, whatever it might be, what position group do you think going into minicamp is our deepest group? Right now, we've got depth at a lot of different positions. I think we've got some depth at wide receiver. I think we have some depth, a little bit of depth at running back. We got some depth on the offensive line, but for my money, I think the most depth we have right now is actually on the defensive line, and right there, kind of on the interior. I like the players we have at that position. We've got, if you don't count the camp bodies or so, you count the guys who are returning to the Falcons or some new additions, Taquan Graham, Zach Harrison, Lakel London, Onyemata, Kentavious Street. I like that lineup right there. Ruka Rororo coming back again. I like the strength of that defense right there. Obviously, big glaring hole with Grady Jarrett not there anymore. We're going to miss Grady and, big 97 eating up 2 and 3 offensive linemen. But even with Grady's departure out to Chicago, I still think the Falcons have something at defensive line and can throw a lot of bodies at other teams' offensive linemen and try to wear those guys down and hopefully perform for 4 quarters and get the amount of sacks we need in order to be where we want to be. More on sacks later on in this show. And actually, speaking of offensive line and guys who are battle-tested and things of that nature, Pro Football Focus was giving our guy Chris Lindstrom some love. Right now, they're saying Chris Lindstrom is the number 1 guard in the offseason in the entire NFL. So the rankings behind Chris Lindstrom, it's Chris Lindstrom first, Joe Thuney of the Chicago Bears second, Quinn Miners number 3 from the Broncos, Quentin Nelson of the Colts, and then Landon Dickerson of the Eagles. And of the 32 Lindstrom is the top of all the starting guards in the NFL according to PFF. I mean, they're looking at his superior run blocking, his pass pro has got better over the years. He's a 3-time All-Pro. I mean, Chris Lindstrom. I mean, and 3-time Pro Bowler. So we've seen him grow and develop over the years, and he was totally, as of right now, totally worth that first-round pick. So, is he the best guard in the NFL? I mean, I'm biased, so I'm going to say yes. I mean, how often do you, when Chris Lindstrom gets called for a penalty, we're like, who? What? Chris Lindstrom got called for a penalty? Like, are you serious? He does a fantastic job helping to create holes on that right side of the offensive line for guys like Bijan Robinson and for Tyler Algier. I mean, how many runs have we seen get broken off that right side behind Chris Lindstrom? I mean, go back and watch a lot of the Falcons' offensive. Their big 10 and 10 plus yard runs and whatnot. How many of them really went on the left side, behind Matthews and Bergeron? No disrespect against those guys. I mean, they did a fine job as well. But check how many of the runs went on the opposite side behind Chris Lindstrom. I'm telling you, you're going to see what I saw as well. Last topic for today, speaking of the trenches, Leonard Floyd was marked as a player by CBS.com, somebody who could be a under-the-radar dark horse, what type of star player for the Falcons. And Leonard Floyd, do you think he's capable of helping the Falcons turn around the pass rush? And I certainly hope so, because he's getting $10 million. He's got 10 million reasons to do so. So it's not going to be all on him to do it. Again, I named a whole bunch of defensive linemen on the team that can help Leonard Floyd, Jalen Walker, Arnold Ebiketie, James Pierce, Caden Ellis when he's rushing off the edge. They can help these guys out. But Leonard Floyd, again, coming in with the reputation of being a sack artist, had almost 30 sacks in the last 3 years. And knowing that the Falcons struggle to rush the passer, I mean, again, last year, 31 sacks, 31st in the league. And really, CBS did a deeper dive into it. And if you go back to the 2019 season, Falcons have 169 sacks. You know where that ranks in the NFL, y'all? Dead last. Dead last, okay? So, I mean, I don't care who gets the sacks for the Falcons. But again, Leonard Floyd is going to have to be one of the guys who's going to, do the job for them. Especially, that's why they brought him in, is because he was so good at getting to the passer on 3 different teams, not just one team, one system. Leonard Floyd has been a perennial sack artist over the last few years. And he is capable of hopefully leading by example and showing some things to these younger guys and getting this pass rush generated, because 31 sacks, I mean, we're looking at, that's 17 ball games, y'all. 31 sacks is less than 2 a game. For the Falcons to be successful, we're really going to need somewhere in the ballpark of at least 2.5 to 3 sacks every game. And those sacks are going to really have to come at opportune times for the defense. 3rd down sacks to get off the field. Things like that. The 3rd down percentage has got to come down as well. I mean, we were atrocious on 3rd downs last year. We couldn't get to the quarterback. That's what led to the Falcons giving up 3 more points than they scored last season. All right, everybody, let's call it good for today. And thank y'all again for tuning in. Please give me a follow on social media, Craig G Sports at CRAIG, the letter G and the word sports. And while you're there, please give FanArch Co. a follow as well. And thank you all for hitting the subscribe button. Please continue to share this podcast with your family and friends, videocast, podcast, however you want to frame it. But please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Really do appreciate it from the bottom of my Falcon heart. See y'all tomorrow. Sayonara and buenos noches.